everyone, I'm Dr. Isabel Arnaiz and I am passionate about teaching human physiology. Today we are going to look at step 9 on how to lose weight compassionately, and that is to add fat, protein and fibre to your complex carbohydrates with an aim to decrease the glycemic index of that meal. So what exactly is the glycemic index? Where it's a number from 1 to 100. There's a logo in many foods in the supermarket that depict that it's a low glycemic index food, and it gives us an indication of how quickly glucose is raised within our blood and comes down as it's taken up by our cells for a particular meal. It is usually worked out relative to a reference food, which is a glucose solution. The glucose solution would have a high glycemic index. So as we consume the glucose solution, there'd be no digestion, it would go straight through our stomach, it'd be absorbed into the circulation very quickly. This is depicted in this graph where we have time on the x-axis and we have the blood glucose concentration on the y-axis. Glucose levels in the blood would rise very rapidly and come down very rapidly, as well as insulin is released. It goes down so much so that you get hypoglycemia a lot of the time, so low blood glucose levels. If on the other hand we were able to consume a low glycemic index food, the profile of the fluctuations in blood glucose levels will look more like this. There are complex carbohydrates that have a high glycemic index, such as potatoes and short grain rice. However, you can still consume this by adding lots of vegetables to them of different colors, adding fat and adding protein. What this does is it decreases the glycemic index of the whole meal, so that glucose is delivered slowly into the circulation over a longer period of time. The fat and protein are going to act to decrease your gastric emptying so that food remains in the stomach for a longer period of time. If food remains in the stomach for a longer period of time, you're not going to release as much ghrelin, or it's going to take longer before you start releasing ghrelin. The satiety hormones as well are going to be released for a longer period of time, so you're going to be full and satisfied for longer. The take-home message for today is that aim to have low glycemic foods in your diet, and you can aid this by adding vegetables, fat and protein to the complex carbohydrates.
And don't forget to like and subscribe down below.